All right, we're going to go through a quick diagram on the difference between an employee and an owner. And we just do this because the fact that everybody wants to get benefits of owning something. They want to have equity in something. They want to have their own business, whatever might be the case. And just having the title of owner or owning something on paper doesn't mean you're an owner. And the benefits that come with ownership per se, benefits I tell you, that come with ownership are something that are earned by the way you show up on a daily basis, not just once, but multiple times, day after day after day, week after week, month after month. You get my point with that. Now break it down into like 4 different areas. Your level of ownership. This is not physical, but this is a mental state ownership. How you view time, where's your focus, and where's your commitment at? So there's 4 different areas there that really, in my opinion, define your level of ownership that you take. When you participate and play at a high level in these 4 areas, the odds and the likelihood that you become an owner get higher. It's not the opposite. In other words, where when I become an owner, then I'll start playing different in those 4 areas. It doesn't work that way. It works the opposite way of it. So first and foremost, ownership. Employee mentality around ownership is there's a problem. There's a problem that I need fixed. Somebody else needs to fix it for me, type of thing. As an owner, you know what? There's a problem. I got to figure out a solution. Like I am the person that's got to figure out the solution. Even if it's not my problem, I'm still going to figure out the solution. Somebody can't show up to work today. I got to find somebody to get to work, or guess who's going to be there? I'm going to be there and fill in that spot at that point. There's a pissed off customer that I'm going to figure out how to handle that, whether I got to do something, got to find a solution around somebody else doing something. I got to get on the phone with them, whatever may be the case. It's at that point. That level of ownership that you take with the problem at hand. Do you just define the problem, or do you find and create the solution with it? Time. Employees, think about right here, right now. What's in it for me right here, right now? That will determine the actions that I take and my mental state taking those actions versus, as an owner, long-term thinking. That I may have to make some sacrifices now to get what it is that ultimately is in the best interest of not just myself, but the business long-term over the course of time. So now, further out, year, I put that as an example, you may be thinking even further out in that spot. The longer you think out, the greater the likelihood, again, ownership mentality. Focus on here. What do you focus on? And again, we break this down in 3 different ways: product, process, people. When you're an employee, you're consumed by the thing in front of you, the product that you put out there, the in concrete world, the type of concrete you have, the type of equipment you have, does the equipment work, does it not work type of thing. You are consumed by the product on there. As you morph, you start to think about the process. If I make the process more efficient, I make the process more consistent with it, I can make not only the product better, but it also helps maximize my people a little bit as well too. So that process becomes something you start to talk about and you consume your mind with. You move from product to process. An owner thinks about people because the owner realizes that business will not be successful unless the people within it are high character people, are people that are developing and growing within there, and ultimately people that are going to carry on what they've created. They're going to step into an ownership role because they're now focused on the people that they serve as well too. So again, product, process, people. Lastly, what's your level of commitment? This is a huge one because everybody can say what they want to say, but when things happen, how committed are you? And the way I break this down on that is comfort and discomfort, or secure and risk on there. And by that I simply mean is that an employee mentality will do something. They're committed to the point at which the comfort level takes them. In other words, when it gets too uncomfortable, they're done. If it's too early in the morning, I'm done. If it's too hard, they're done. If it's too hot, they're done. If it takes too much of their time, they're done. If it's beyond what their scope of work is that they don't feel like they deserve to do, they're done at that point. Their commitment level's low in that regards. In an ownership level, they're willing to get uncomfortable because they understand discomfort precedes ultimately what it is, the result you're looking for on there. So they're willing to go into the discomfort zone. They're willing to put more risk. The risk may be, you know what, I'm willing to devote more time with less than return on the front end because I know that level of commitment is going to get me what I want. I want to play at the owner level type of thing. So again, ownership, solution oriented. Time, long distance out, longer distance out. Focus, going from a product to a process to a people focused on there. And lastly, what's your level of commitment? How deep does your level of discomfort take you? Or are you willing to go with it to ultimately, again, get what it is you want? So again, that's the difference between an employee and an owner. And there's a big spectrum between here to here. So if this is, call this 0 and 100, you can be anywhere along that spectrum on there. But the more you focus on how you approach these 4 areas, the more likelihood you're going to find to ultimately get what it is that you want if you want to get to that spot.